Hello, this is Stephen Childs of The Way of Fairness. The past few days, I have been insulted, disrespected, abused, tormented, threatened by these non-material aliens, is what I'm told they are. In my dream state, I was told to declare war. I was told that there is a war against these aliens that have control of planet Earth. They have control of the Earth right now. They have had forever. Since there was life evolved here, they have had control of the life on planet Earth. I'm being told that's about right. I'm close to what's actually the case. So I can question my spirit guide and get immediate answers so that she will keep me on the right track. If I'm getting too far off in my interpretation, she will correct or give some insight into her own words using telepathy to get us back on the right track. So there's a war against them. It's interesting how I was talking with a Mormon gentleman that I gave a ride to the airport. I've had many Mormon people that have been riders. I'm an Uber driver to supplement my social security, which is not enough to live on. So basically what I'm being told is really close to what Joseph Smith was being told. And I'm being told by my spirit guide that there was a reason they created the Mormon church. It's like a preliminary. What I noticed years ago was that the Mormon church talks about Kolob, where God lives. It's a different star. They're extraterrestrials. And they created the world. And see, this is metaphor. It's written as if the Bible was true. And we're rapidly leaving that belief system behind. And we're being given a better course through people like myself. They are aligned with science, with knowledge, with truth. Science is a method to find out what's true. That's what it is. And they are not believers in a mind that created reality. That's not what they see. So they are atheists. And they're godlike. They have godlike powers. What does God mean? It's some term we imagine there's something that has the power to mentally create all the rocks and all the stars and all the people and all the species and in 6 days and such. And there's creation mythology all over the world because humans came up with stories about how we got here. They're obviously not close to reality because they're so varied and they don't even match up from one religion to another. There's no common theme in them other than there's a creator, at least one, generally more than one. And then these religions from our past have gone into the realm of historical mythology that nobody believes the religious claims anymore. And this continues to happen. So, some religions don't last very long. Like Scientology. Who's betting that it fades away and ceases to exist? And on the other hand, it might become huge. Who knows? So, these controlling aliens that there is a war against, the Mormons taught that there's a war in heaven. I don't know if that's in the Bible or not. And there's two brothers, Jesus and Satan. And Satan's people have no material body. And there's a war against them. And they think that Satan is the Lord of the planet. The Lord of earth is, the Lord of the world is Satan. See what I'm saying? How close this matches. They're using mythological wording and outdated creation mythology, which is not aligned with factual truth. The great power that I'm serving, and that many of my non-physical friends serve, are aligned with actual truth. And one of my spirit guides is very grateful for my help to them. Maybe they exist on planet Earth too. Maybe they're like rebels from the controlling regime. They tell me that it closely matches our drama that's going on planet Earth. So maybe it is that they're actually here, living through people vicariously. And so they can communicate independently of humans. Humans can't communicate independently of them because they are pre-existing to the evolution of the human mind and the other conscious minds, so that our mind is entangled into their mind. They're not, you can't separate them. They're an aspect of our own mind. And they don't have a material existence. They exist through the fact that we're here with minds for them to use. So the more advanced humans became, the more variety they have in their experience. So as we become more advanced, they become more advanced. Well, who's the beings that are giving me the dreams that there's a war against the controllers that have control? The controllers got trapped. They got lost, I was told. And they had to put humans under control to solve their problem. So they're kind of like hungry ghosts, that they enjoy humans having addictions so that they can join with the addiction. Alcohol, drugs, sex, power addictions. They would like to be with a person who's all powerful in his turf, like Stalin or Hitler. See, they're not moral. They don't care about us. They're greedy. They just want to keep control of the planet, and they know they're losing it. They know there's a war against them. And they know I'm involved in this war against them. So the religions, if people can, like Mormon people, I think they can grasp what I'm talking about, and they can see that I'm not against them. I grew up in the Mormon religion. We just need to get aligned with actual truth, because God cannot be falsehood. That's absurd. They don't want God to be falsehood, lies. And they know the history of Mormonism, that it's based on rewriting the history. And they're devoted to it. They're directed to stay devoted to it, some of them. Some of them have had actual spiritual experiences of Jesus within their heart that saves them. like I have with Buddha, with the Guru, Hindu, Sikh, Amitabha, the Buddha. I didn't think I'd ever be interested in the Buddhist type where there's some guy that saves you, like Christianity, because I had just left from Christianity. So I didn't like the Hare Krishna idea, because you chant his name and he saves you. It's another type of savior. So I wanted the direct experience of awakening. So I was drawn to Zen Buddhism and to the teachers of direct understanding, more like Kashmir Shivaism, Sikhism, but Sikhs can see it as a separate individual, the Guru, or they can see it as their own self, with the knowledge of Shiva Oham, meaning Shiva is me. So the Waheguru is me. And I have never heard a Sikh say that, but they might think that. See what I mean? So they're kind of off course, in my opinion, from non-dualism, and they're just turning into a dualistic religion, a theistic dualism. But you don't get that. I don't know why. It's like the controlling aliens are probably behind this course being taken off track. It's like the original Christians that were Gnostic and so forth, and they were trying to get past this tyrant ruler god. That's the controlling aliens. Yahweh is a figure of a controlling alien group. So is Allah. So, and they'll tell you it's the same thing. Well, it's the same controlling aliens. Yeah. And now, look at this as each to their own opinion. So where you're listening to my subjective experience and insights on reality, put it in the form of an opinion so that I'm not required to bring up evidence, factual evidence, have it peer criticized and all that. It's a wonderful method that we've developed with science. So I'm trying to present my personal experience so that the scientific method can be employed on this, so that biologists, sociologists, psychiatrists, clergy, people of religion, spiritual but not religious people can become informed about things going on within them. We experience it. We experience fear of authority. Big time. That's where they operate. They've got the authority of planet Earth under their thumb, and they bribe them, they pay them off. They arrange all the goodies in the world to be given to the authorities. All the stoplights are always green for them. Traffic always opens a gap for them, Have you ever had that happen for you? It's really weird. It's like the Truman Show. That's the controlling aliens that block your way. Today I was told that it's people in the Mormon church that are impeding my travel. It's been weird. They just do not want me to be able to get from point A to point B. And that's just like a metaphor. The Mormon thing is like a metaphor of the whole world having this go on. So they're losing. The people of truth and fairness are winning the war against the controlling aliens that are not about truth and fairness. They're about falsehood and unfair control, tyrannical rule of humans. They're not about love and compassion. They're about cruelty. They don't care about us. We're nothing We don't have anything in common with them. We're just the host for them to be parasites with. We're a host and they are a parasite upon us. They don't help us, they harm us. The only reason they help us to advance themselves. So that's why there's a war against them. Now then, they kind of got trapped into being, they became that way. How did they get that way? It's sad that they became that way. So the godlike beings, the beings of the great power of energy itself, they care about them too. And they don't care where consciousness appears or in what form, or whether it's a secondary aspect of some other mind like they are, or it's more fundamental than the life in this universe. Like there could be a mind that evolved sometime in the past that continued into this formation of expansion, Big Bang expansion, and they watch the whole thing unfold. Who knows? There's nothing but time and space here in this reality. What limits does it have? It's so unlimited that it's possibly nothing at all in this possible form. It's really a weird question. Why are we here? Who are we? How did we get here? What is reality? What is the real truth of things? It's overwhelming to some people, so they'd rather hear a biblical explanation where all the answers are there and they don't have to get nervous about being here, a small speck in a universe that's so big we can't comprehend its size. They can. Don't worry. It's going to be cool finding out. Learning from them. And we're not ready. We're close. We're getting very close. And the tragedies are going to happen. It's going to be very sad because they've opposed me today. They shouldn't have done it. Because they oppose me, there's going to be more tragedy. I'm being told that if they don't stop now, it's like a final warning, they're going to destroy the Earth as a failed planet. That will get rid of the parasite aliens. They'll just decide the best way is to exterminate the entire planet, to get rid of the unfair controlling aliens that are parasites on humans. And dogs and cats, because they use fear to control the dogs and the cats and the bear. They use our evolved structures of love, fear, anger, hatred, all the emotions. They use our own self to control us by manipulating what goes into our mind. So they threaten. They've been threatening me with being arrested by policemen and taken to prison. I'm being taunted and tormented everywhere I go because these controlling aliens that are definitely evil to me, they have the masses of humanity under their control. So, bullies, humans are bullies. I can be a bully. Anyone can be a bully. Because all you need to have is somebody weaker than you, and you can be a bully. And if you get a whole bunch of you, you can get somebody that's stronger than just you and defeat him with your group. So, they've been trying to defeat me with their group. And it turns into me being amused by them. And I'm laughing about their attempt. They did fluster me a little bit, yeah. But I'm getting better and better at not being bothered by it. And maybe this is like the positive aspect of them bugging me, is that it's making me more detached, less affected. I don't respond to what their thoughts appear in my mind. So I listened to some Zen Buddhist Wisdom of the Masters. She's got an excellent podcast series. And so I listened to some Buddhist teachers about seeing the mind as a shadow. It's just a shadow. And the thoughts that come in, just pay no attention to them. Ask what mind's creating the thoughts, it says. Ask where the thoughts are being created. So this lends itself very well to fighting against these aliens that put thoughts in our head. And I've read some of the conflicts in Buddhism between the North and the South, the sixth patriarch, and it sounds like the same thing. The same issue was controlling people in Buddhism, and depending on your concept of which Buddha, he's either part of the controlling system or he's a liberator from the controlling system. So I find Buddhism very interesting in that, and because of that. Buddhism doesn't teach any way to defeat evil worldwide, only within yourself. We need to defeat it worldwide because we're part of this worldwide system that's now in danger. The world is in danger because of human technology. The Buddhists didn't need to worry about it up until now. They could teach their system and not have any problem. So a person could have personal victory over evil and just let the thing let go and let Buddha do his thing with everything else. So neutrality toward evil, neutral toward evil. Something just caught my mind. Now I go into the stutter mode. It's so predictable. This shows that it's fighting me. It's trying to impede my thought process. People have a fear of math. That's what's behind it. They don't want anyone to progress. They want you to feel like you're inept, like you're worthless. They try to degrade you. They try to make you feel ashamed or shameless in a negative way, like the Republicans. They lie and they have no shame of it. It's part of their game plan. It's like Islam prescribes lying to the enemy as part of their way to conquer. That's what the Republicans are doing. They don't care that they're lying. They know there's a truth, and they'd rather it be from the Bible. And so they're happy to validate each other's ticket so they can continue to believe this stuff that causes them some dissonance. And they keep telling each other, well, God's wisdom has it this way and we'll know when we die why God makes things so that it looks like he doesn't exist, and it looks like our religions are lies, but we know that God is behind it and they're not lies. So in a sense it's true, because if you look at the benevolent beings of the energy, servants of the great power, the one, servants of the totality, the all, servants of reality itself, servants of truth and fairness. So like there's like a higher order of purpose. Madame Blavatsky was being communicated to by these beings too. And she wrote a large book that was channeled to her. She would just see the paragraphs, the books to write from without getting the books off a shelf. So she explained how that to reach nirvana is honorable. It's like neutrality. And you're detached and you're free of anyone controlling you. You're liberated from the limitations of humanness. It's more honorable to be a world savior, to save the planet, to save the people, the others. Altruism, unselfishness. So I knew that that's the path I'm on, and it's a path of suffering. There's more suffering involved in fighting against evil. I was told I can defeat evil, and it's not going to be easy. So they put thoughts in my head, and if I respond and communicate back, it's 9 times out of 10 a big mistake. It seems like the most powerful thing I can do is to ignore totally whatever the thought is. I know they're lying. They could tell me that there's somebody coming to kill me. They do this. They really do. They tell me someone's coming to kill me. And if I become at all interested, then they're succeeding, and they're going to play on whatever fear they've caused and try to accentuate it. And then they'll start telling me more things to be afraid of. And then maybe they'll try to give me some relief, like, why don't you go get drunk? You know, it would be so fun. There's a woman there that you're supposed to meet her for sex at the bar. And they might put that thought in your head. Something like that. So, you know, some of this hopefully there's people that benefit from me making this video. There's a guy named Robert Falconer that is so much of a person of power, servant of the great power. He's got a book called, he's probably serving Jesus, because I had this spirit of like a false Christ come through him as if it's him telling me to give up. It's not even him. It's just my internal experience that they create in my mind. So the book is The Others Within, The Porous Mind. See, your minds are porous. They're not a solid wall. They're more like a sponge that can be penetrated. Thoughts can penetrate in. It's through the porousness. And the spirits can come in. And possession. It's about spirit possession. And they can control when they want, to some degree. I've had battles with them where I'm not letting them get control of my body, and they're trying to. It played out in out-of-body dreams. Like, they would not let me out, and I would try to get out, or they would try to keep me in. They would try to defeat me in a mental fight in the astral plane, out-of-body plane. So that's where a lot of people know there's a battle in lucid dream area. And you might have some master that protects you, but he's going to be the one over you, and you have to surrender to get his protection. So Robert Falconer's talking about how a child who's being abused will have this spirit come in offering him power and victory over the abuser if he surrenders to that hoopa or whatever he calls it. The hoopa comes in, surrender to me and I'll make you wealthy and rich. And it's kind of like Satan in the Bible, Satan and Jesus. So this guy grows up and he's got this hoopa with him all the time. From occasionally he takes him off and gets him loaded or destroys his life and makes him surrender again. the person is a puppet of the hoopa hoopa. And it should be the other way around. So we're like, look, hoopa hoopa, we're going to turn this around. We got a safe place for you, and it's not in control of us. And we're protecting you and empowering you from people that are, like the Christians are trying to put you in hell through violent exorcism. We just want to find a nice place for you where you can exist. And you don't have to leave. You can stay. So I'm working on the idea that heaven and hell are the same place. I put in a prayer video, I've had dreams where I'm both the Satan image and the Christ image, transforming in the same dream sequence, and then telling the woman that thinks she's in hell, no, I have you. So I'm like the real Satan she thought was Satan is actually like Christ Satan, Satan Christ combo. And so I'm telling her, no, I have you. I care about you. You're not a slave. You're free. So heaven and hell, hell is when you're learning a lesson that you need to learn and it's painful. And then heaven is when you get the reward for learning the lesson. It's the same place. It's a state of mind. Heaven and hell. They talk about eternal hell, and I don't know if that's a threat or if it's, I think I've thought of it before where it's there, but you can get out of it by not doing others wrong, deciding to not do others wrong, and that frees you from being in the eternal hell that's always there for punishment for the people that are doing others wrong. So it's like karma. It's karma, cause and effect. So where do these exist? In the mind. They exist in the mind. People are claiming that the whole universe is in the mind. And there's no universe without you here. I don't think so. There's a time when I thought, when I die, there won't be anything. There won't be anything at all. I don't think that's true. I think that there could be a place where I don't exist at all. No consciousness. Deep sleep that never come out of. And the universe goes on. Or there's an afterlife that's created by these beings of power. These godlike, benevolent, they might need us to continue. They might need our help after we die. So I've been given dreams where my body becomes just dry and falls off, like crumbles away, and I have my spirit, my energy body there. That I've moved into the energy body. Why would they bother to give me dreams like that? Maybe they want me to believe it and it's not true. I don't know. On the other hand, take it at face value. There really is an afterlife. So I was thinking about whether there's a Jesus or not. And I don't think if there was a Jesus as a person, great teacher, a servant of the beings of power, the great power, benevolent power of the universe, the benevolent consciousness. Maybe Jesus only had like 1,000 people showed up at the biggest gathering, and he was like not famous enough at the time to have any history of him whatsoever. See what I'm saying? But it's a way to explain how it could have been a human that was really here. I don't know. So I'm agnostic on whether there's a living Jesus that walked the earth or not. So I think that's enough for now. That's enough. Enough of that crap. Leave us alone. We're here to help you, not harm you. Wake up. You know? It's like, wake the fork up. If you do us wrong, we're going to fork you up. Don't do us wrong. Join us and you're forgiven. Come on, this is simple. Why would maybe they're told to test humans all that you possibly can. See what I'm saying? Maybe it's arranged for us to see through. We can see right through them. Literally, because they don't have material bodies. But, you know, it's like the expression, you see through someone. You see that their threats are imaginary. The only power they have is to get you to believe something they're telling you telepathically. Like Robert Falconer says, if you're not afraid of them, they don't have any power. Thanks for listening. I care about everyone, and I want everyone to have a good life. Please join us. Team Fairness. We're going to make chapters worldwide. And we'll have something to do that's like the best purpose that you can choose to be involved in. Stopping human unfairness from one to another. There's a law against it. The law of fairness. Let's make it happen.